Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I'm getting a lot of questions where people are asking about email preferences pages in Infusionsoft, and as we know, there's really not a lot that you can do when it comes to that unsubscribe button. There's really not a lot of tweaking or changes that we can make to clicking that unsubscribe button. So a lot of people are coming up with email preferences pages, and it's a great idea if you want to give someone an option to, remove themselves from a particular campaign or remove themselves from marketing or blog emails, but you don't want to entirely remove them from all emails in your app. And at least before they say, don't ever email me again, you want to give them that option or give them something else that they can go to without, don't email me ever again at all being the only option for them. Because if that is the only option, they will take that option. So to combat that, we create email preferences pages, and I'm going to walk you through doing that right now. So what I'm going to do is I have a standard double opt-in campaign in my app, and I use this. So you could easily use a web form submitted, you could use a landing page submitted, or you could probably eventually use the new landing page builder. I wouldn't necessarily use the new landing page builder for this specifically yet, but as the new landing page builder becomes more robust and better, I will move everything in my app towards the new landing pages, just because they're nicer, they're a lot prettier, they're a little bit easier to use and build, they're certainly easier to look at, and they look a lot nicer, and they're mobile and tablet responsive, so they react to whatever device that your customer is using it on. So if they want to opt out on mobile, you want to make it easy for them to do that. If they want to opt out on a computer, that's going to be relatively easy as well, but you want to give them that option for whatever device that they're using, because they're just going to get pissed off if they can't do what they want to do on the device that they want to do it on. So let's create an email preferences page. So I'm just going to open up this web form submitted. In thinking about my own business, or in thinking about different clients' businesses, I want to think about the majority of emails that I tend to send out. And the majority of emails for me really are blog posts or newsletter posts, or even like recent updates, or like, hey, how's this going? Let me talk to you about this thing. That's one. Marketing emails would be another one. Would really be a big one, probably for every single one of us. And then you may or may not have like a third or fourth option. I really wouldn't go too many past 3 or 4. You can also specify, if you want to build this out or have an email preferences page for every campaign where you would add that link into the bottom of all of your emails, you could conceivably create a different form for each campaign that you have, or specifically your marketing campaigns, that would ask them, do you want to opt out of just this campaign, or do you want to opt out of all marketing for your entire company? The thing that we're going to build today really is marketing for your entire company, or preferences, email preferences for your company wide or your app wide, but the client may or may not know that. So they might want to receive marketing from you about, maybe like a consulting product that you have, but they may or may not want to receive marketing information from you about something else. So just keep that in mind. And I would do this. I would build this campaign to satisfy your overall app. And then as you find that maybe too many people are unsubscribing, or you're not having enough preferences, then you might want to go down the road of building them individually, or to have more options and more details inside of this one email preferences campaign. Just an option for you. We want to do a couple of things. First of all, I want the email field to be hidden. We don't even really need this, because they're going to be clicking onto this page from an Infusionsoft email. They're not going to be able to get this really any other way. I want to grab my hidden fields, and because these are hidden, they can literally be placed anywhere inside of the page or inside of the form. And then first name, last name, we don't even necessarily need. to be honest. We can, if you want to add that information so that they could update their name, they could update their company, they could update, their email address if you really, really wanted to. I would suggest leaving all of that hidden, especially for somebody who wants to double opt or who wants to opt out and not receive any of your information. You want to make that process as easy as possible. And even though it's all going to auto-populate into the form, it just kind of looks like more information. And then if they don't want you to have that information, they might get upset about that or something. But I would just leave it as simple as possible. But this could be a place where if you wanted to add first name, last name, email, phone number, address, all of that stuff, you can go ahead and add it here so that this becomes not only an email preferences page, but it also really becomes an update my record sort of page as well. And you could do that all on this one page. But for now, just because I want this to be email preferences only, I'm going to add a hidden email field. And then we can choose radio buttons. I'm going to stick with radio buttons because I think that that's kind of the simplest option. And we're going to ask them, I like my radio buttons and I like most of everything that I do to be really conversational. So I'm going to ask them, do you want to receive I call them updates. Do you want to receive updates from me or from Jillian or, from this company name or whatever you want to say? And then we're basically just going to say yes or we're going to say no. And then I'm going to apply a tag. This is going to be yes to receive updates. I'm going to create that tag real quick. And then no to receive updates. And don't forget that when you're creating the tags on the fly inside of these radio buttons, for whatever reason, you can't apply a category. So you'll want to go back later on and create or reapply those categories. So updates is a big one. And that's really just, hey, did you check out this, at least for me and my business, because I do Infusionsoft consulting and implementation for clients, updates would be, hey, check out this new thing in Infusionsoft, or hey, I just found this really cool, new tool, you might want to use it. That would be an update. And if the word updates for any reason doesn't seem obvious, you can always grab like a title snippet or even a paragraph snippet over here and actually spell out what updates are. So for me, updates are any new features to Infusionsoft, third-party apps, or something of the like, and you can fill in the blank basically. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. The next one that we would probably want to do, at least for me in my own business, is I do marketing, right? I have to market my business in order to get clients. So I would ask them, do you want to receive marketing emails from Jillian? ? And then you can put, yes, or maybe yes, I do, or nah. You can make it fun and conversational more beyond just the yes or no. You can say, nah, I'm good with what I have, maybe something like that. I don't know. And then you can add again, yes to marketing emails, create that tag, done. And then here we're going to say no to marketing emails. And notice that I am doing my best to keep the same naming convention and the same lineup of, okay, maybe, in the last one, after yes or no, I didn't put a space in between that dash, or maybe you do, maybe you want to have that. I like the way that this looks personally, but there's no right or wrong in doing that. Done, and then hit save. And then whatever else you want to add, you can always go back. I'm going to fix these because I'm OCD, but you can always go back and tweak all of those. And then rather than hitting submit, I want it to say update my preferences or something like that. I don't really like the outline, but we'll make it centered and we'll save it. We'll throw in, I like that a lot actually. We'll throw in a spacer over here just to have a little bit of extra space between the two, and then yes or no, save, and we might even want to add a space in between each of the questions there. We want to denote that we're asking them a couple of different things. So space, or even to ask them, even to add like a divider in here in between each question wouldn't be a bad idea either. So then they know that's one thing, there's another thing. We're going to say here, please update your email preferences, something like that. And then again, you can always add more and more and more. If this is campaign specific, you can actually say, please remove me from this campaign, or please remove me from all campaigns, or you might even have a third radio button that says, no, I changed my mind. Please don't remove me. Please don't remove me from this campaign, something like that. Something else that's really great is you can also add kind of a time frame, or you can kind of ask them for feedback. So, are you opting out, or are you unsubscribing from marketing emails because you get them too often, you don't like them, they're not valuable to you, etc., etc., etc. You can ask that. And if you are going to go down the road of kind of asking that semi-NPS sort of question, so I really wouldn't make it super complicated. I would just ask them one simple question to see how they respond and give you a little bit of feedback. And if you want to edit that radio button here, we can ask that here. So you can ask sort of your NPS survey here, or you can even ask a time frame in which they want to receive these emails. So maybe they want to stay connected to your marketing, but they don't want to receive an email from you every single day. Maybe they want to receive an email from you every week or every month. So you can say, update the time frame you email me in, something like that. Oops. Update time frame, and maybe you pick a better word than email time frame, but you have the general idea of what that's going for. And then you would choose, or actually we could say it this way: I want to receive communication from name or company or whoever you are. So from me, daily, weekly. I could spell weekly correct. Weekly. And then monthly. The reason that we're tagging them and what we're going to do, the strategy behind it, is every single time you go to email your list, you're going to pull the different lists. So you're going to say, opted into updates daily. That's one saved search. Opted into updates weekly, that's another saved search. Opted into updates monthly, that's another saved search. And then you're going to create that content calendar and say, okay, the 1st of every month, or whatever your day is, the 15th of every month, or whatever day whatever day it is, on the full moon or something like that, right? You're going to create your content calendar and then remind either yourself or an assistant or whoever it's going to be that when you go and send this marketing email, or you go and send these updates, or you go and send, whatever it's going to be, and then we're going to save that. Yes, I want to receive marketing. Yes, I want to receive updates. And then how often, I want to receive communication from Jillian daily, weekly, monthly, and then update my preferences like that. And I'm going to throw in my company image above here as well, because that just helps with branding and whatnot. So after that, we're going to send them to a thank you page. Hey, contact first name. Thanks so much for updating your email preferences. If there's anything else that I can help you with, or if you have any questions, please let me know, something like that. And for companies who are very much like my clients, if you are using your Infusionsoft app for multiple businesses, I mean, I'm even doing that for mine. I'm running my Infusionsoft implementation and consulting business through my app, but I also do coaching and consulting for new business owners. That's kind of a different brand, but it's all me. I might set this same thing up, but have different branding for the different brands that I'm running my app out of. So just think about that too. What are they seeing? What kind of branding are they looking at? Where are they getting those emails from and why? So all of that looks good. And again, you can tailor it to whatever fits your business, tailor the questions to whatever it's going to be. I really like the conversational stuff. So do you want to receive updates from Jillian? This should be a question mark, yes or no. Do you want to receive marketing emails from Jillian, yes or no? And then it'll say, I want to receive communication from Jillian, daily, monthly, weekly, update my preferences. And again, you can do the opt out of this campaign, opt out of all campaigns, opt out of whatever. And you can throw that time frame in there too. We're going to update our thank you page, pretty straightforward. Thanks for updating your preferences. If there's anything else that I can help you with, please let me know, that sort of thing. Since this is an example, I'm just going to leave this alone. But all of that looks good. All right, now we've created our form and we need to do something with these people. Now, we've done pretty much all of our tagging inside of the email preferences form, but there's two pieces that we have not done. So I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop a sequence over here, and I am just going to call this preferences updated. And then inside of this sequence, I want to do two things. I want to make a tag that says that they updated their email preferences. Updated email preferences. Create. I'm going to throw that in the behavior category. And then I want to drag and drop a note. And for anyone who isn't familiar, applying a note, email preferences updated. Applying a note is one of only a few functions inside of Infusionsoft where you can actually get a physical timestamp. So if you've ever gone to a contact record and looked at all of the list of tags, you might have noticed that it'll give you a date. It'll say this tag was applied on January 2nd, 2016, but it won't give you a time in which that tag was applied. I want to know the exact time when this tag was applied, or roughly within a couple of seconds, the time that this person updated their email preferences, so that if they are updating their email preferences multiple times, well, maybe that's an indication that I can reach out to that person and just say, hey, what's going on? Is there something that I'm doing? Is there something that I can help you with? You know, what's happening in your business, or what's making you feel this way? So think about that. But I want to apply a note because the note really is one of the few things in Infusionsoft that we can actually get a hard timestamp on. And so I just quickly want to say that we're going to update email preferences updated. And we're going to come in here and say most common, first name space, last name space. I always throw in their email address just cause it's nice to have it in there. They updated their email preferences status. And that's good enough. If you want to notify someone, like I don't particularly want to get notified, especially if you have a large database inside of Infusionsoft and a number of people are opting in or opting out, you may or may not want to go through the process of being notified. Or let's say you have a support team that works in like FuseDesk or something. Maybe you want them to get the notification. If you want a manager to get the notification, maybe you want to do that, but you as the business owner or the entrepreneur may not necessarily want to do that, and that's okay. So I'm just going to leave this notify user thing alone because I don't want to mess with that. And then we're going to go ahead and mark that as ready. All of that is good to go. Remember, all of our tagging happens inside of here, so we don't actually have to like go through any tagging processes if we don't want to. You also might want to eventually collect a list of all of the people that go through this process. So you may or may not want to actually end the campaign with another tag saying that they did update their preferences. Maybe you do. for some reason, and that's okay. The other piece that's really, really important to this is back inside of any of your email campaigns. And I would suggest to do this for email broadcasts and campaigns and whatnot. You may or may not want to go and retroactively add this to every single campaign that you have. However, inside of any of your email campaigns, I would put this inside of all of your templates. That way you're starting from a really good point and saying from here on out, any emails that use this email template is going to have this link inside of it. But we want to go ahead and we want to grab that link. So we want to go back into our email preferences form. We want to click on this code button here, and we actually want to grab, I'm just going to grab for ease of use, I'm going to grab the hosted version of this form, copy it there, and then we're going to head into any of our campaign emails, and especially email templates, and I'm just going to use a generic one for now, but you get the idea. You would go into any of your campaigns, all of your email templates, and we're going to create an email preferences link inside of the footer of all of your emails. And like I said, you might want to retroactively go back and add this link. You might want to pay an assistant to do it and make life easier for yourself, or you might want to just add it to your templates so that any emails from here on out using that template will have this link inside of it. And in the new version of the email builder, we can't actually do anything to this footer box. You could say update preferences here and then put a colon and have that URL. You could do that if you wanted to do that there. I don't particularly like that. It just, to me, it looks a little clunky, but that's not to say that you couldn't do it. So what you can do is you can drag and drop a text box down here, and we'll just throw in update email preferences here, copy that, and then we're gonna hyperlink this and then paste in the URL of the form that we just created, insert link, and then there it is. But me personally, I would want the opportunity for my customers to be able to see that they can update their preferences before they actually choose to unsubscribe. So I'm going to leave that right there. You can use it as a button. You can use it as a link. We could center this if you wanted to. We can do all sorts of things like that. And then you can obviously add it, you can add it into the footer, because the footer in the old email builder is a little bit simpler if you wanted to do it that way. So I hope this helped, and if there are any other questions that I could answer, please feel free to reach out to me at jilliankendrick.com. Also, this is really just a taste or a snippet, if you will, of what I cover inside of my Insight Mastermind. So this is an Infusionsoft user-only mastermind for people who are business owners, or for business owners who have an ICC or an assistant or somebody working for them, and they need help learning Infusionsoft. This really is the place for you. And this video is a great example of exactly what we cover inside of the Insight Mastermind. So we meet twice per month, plus you get a live Q&A once a month. So we meet 3 times a month for the Insight Mastermind, and it's a great place to learn Infusionsoft, get to know more, learn these different skills, and have other things that you can do with Infusionsoft. I find most of the time that the clients that come to me and want to be part of my mastermind really has a lot less to do with their capabilities of using Infusionsoft or their capabilities of learning a new software, and has a lot more to do with the fact that they're lacking in that experience of what can Infusionsoft do, or should I use this button? Is this the right way to go? Is this the right strategy to have? And so if that's you, if you're feeling in that way and you need a little bit more guidance, or you want somebody to actually be there for you that you can talk to and say, hey, is this the right place for me? I want you to join my Insight Mastermind, and you can check that out at jilliankendrick.com/mastermind. So I hope you have a great day. If there's anything else I can do for you, please reach out, and we'll talk soon.